All right. Thank you all again for joining the International Association of Wood Carvers. Today is September 26th on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today we have with us Ken Blood from FLEXCUT Tools. He's the quality control manager there. FLEXCUT produces tools for wood carvers, printmakers, and artists. They're coming to us from Erie, Pennsylvania. Today we're going to be doing two giveaways with FLEXCUT. So everyone who is present and stays present will be entered into the drawing for the giveaways. We won't be doing those giveaways until the end of this particular meeting. So Tom is currently writing down names, and then we'll do the drawing towards the end. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started with Ken, I just wanted to update you on some of the people that we have lined up that's going to be presenting for us coming up. After this week, next week, we'll have Catherine Overcash. She's going to come on and do bark houses and cottonwood bark. After that, James Ray Miller will come on and do flat plane carvings. We have Isaac Middlemiss. If you look him up on Instagram, his name is Wood Carving Man. He's going to come on and do a pumpkin carving demonstration for us. We'll have Russell Scott, who I think is on with us today, that's going to be coming on doing a demonstration on carving the Santa Claus. On the 31st, which is Halloween, we just talked to Chris Hammock yesterday, and Chris is going to come on with us on the 31st and talk about his carving journey and kind of how he's gotten where he is. On November the 7th, we'll have Jared Wood that's going to come on and do a demonstration. On the 14th, we'll have Dave Stetson coming on to do a demonstration. And on the 21st, we'll have Kevin Applegate that'll be coming on and talking about his wood carving journey. So as you can tell, we have a lot of things coming up through November 21st. Our schedule is pretty well booked until then. And then we'll be working on trying to get names together for December. So stay tuned for that. Having said all that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Ken Blood, who's going to talk about FLEXCUT, all about the tools that they offer and things that they offer there at his shop. And we'll hold out our questions until the end of the meeting. So if you would hold your questions until he's finished with his presentation, and then we'll do our giveaway before we end the meeting. So Ken, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you. Okay, this is Ken here at FLEXCUT. Welcome. Nice to see you all here. We here at FLEXCUT, we've worked a long time for this. I've been with this company for about 25 years now. This company, we make wood carving tools by hand for everybody and anybody that wants to work with tools for the wood carving industry. It's something that everybody needs to get into. Once you're in it, you don't leave. It gets in your blood and you become part of that tree. So it's quite, I'm tongue-tied. It's quite something that you're going to get, once you get into it, you don't want to get out of it. It's something that you work with your hands, you make something unique that's uniquely you. And it's, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, I've been here for 25 years. It's a long road from where we started. We started in the original owner that started this company in his garage. He was teaching from the university. He worked at took classes at Edinburgh University. He graduated there with a degree in fine arts. He invented these tools, and the way he invented these, he was teaching a relief carving class. He had his own studio. He taught basically 5 students at a time. The one student brought his own tools with him to class. That's what started this whole business of FLEXCUT, because that student had bring his own tools. Those tools, everybody fought over them in the following classes that Dave had for his students. They fought over those original tools, and that original person that made those tools is what made this company here in Erie today. Rich Reimer, he used to carve carousel horses, wooden carousel horses, the full-size ones. He did it in his workshop at his home. He brought his own tools to this relief carving class. Well, Dave Bennett couldn't figure out why people were arguing over the tools. that were left in class. So he actually called Rich Reamer back, says, hey, you know, people are arguing over these. I would like to make these and sell them. Would you be interested in going into that business? Rich said no. He says, I'd rather you do the business. I'll be a silent partner. I'll teach you how to make them. That's where all the recipes came for all these different tools. Each tool has a different thickness of metal, which dictates how long it stays in the oven, how long it has to be cured to make the tips hard, hold the edges, all of that. So with all of that, there's like, what, 150, 200 tools that we make. Different profiles, different standard tools, different widths, all those varieties, okay? So with all of that, started this whole company over people fighting, you know, relief carving class over wood. You know, and from that, we started out doing these by hand on belt grinders. That's how we would rough grind the tools. We did it with belt grinders. The old timers don't have knuckles anymore. They're all big blotches where the knuckles have been taken off from it, and sandpaper. But so from there, you know, everybody has a specific spot in the shop that they work. We have a metal shop, we have wood shop, we have the tool grinders up front. They're doing them with CNCs now rather than by hand. When I started, we did everything by hand on a wheel. So, you know, this company has progressed a long way. Yeah, you guys, you have no idea what this is all about. From, you know, it's gonna be, so any kind of tool you guys need, we can probably supply it. We go from 2-inch mallet tools down to a micro tool. Micro tool, 1/16 of an inch from side to side. You know, you want to do hair, you want to do faces, you want to do statuary, totem poles. We've had them use them on boats, picnic tables, almost anything you can imagine. We've had wood carvers send us pictures of their products that they've made with these tools. You know, I get a lot of questions on care and taking care of their tools. One of the big things, we had a person call in on our line for taking care of their tools. They're out in the desert on a wagon train. Their tools were beginning to rust. They wanted to know what to use to keep them from rusting. I says, use a towel. Use it with Vaseline. Put Vaseline on them when you store them. If it's for a couple days, if you got a lot of humidity, use Vaseline. You wipe them down, keep them wiped down until you're ready to use again. Then you use a clean cloth, wipe them off, clean them up, and you're ready to go again. Okay, what else we're gonna go for, kids? Oh, yeah, let's do some show and tell. What do you want to see? How about a small set? We'll start with a small set. I'll show you. This is a micro palm set. 4 pieces in it. FR 800, FR 801, FR 802, and an 803. 803 is micro V, mini V. Tiny. You have the gouge, and then you go up to another gouge, and then the largest gouge. You're into doing standard. What's he doing? You're not muted. Okay, good job. But these tools are, mini gouges are going to do good facial features on small projects, scales for fish, any of that kind of stuff. Hair. Printmakers, a lot of people use them with linoleum prints, wood blocks. I use them with plexiglass. I do plexiglass prints with them. But, you know, that's just my preference. But then we go to a medium set. We're going to go to a medium set. FR 600, 2 knives, 2 tools, a V and a gouge. Number 3 gouge. Oh, you can roughing. You can rough out your wood. This is one of the giveaway sets. Yeah. Same deal. You can do print making, block making, You name it. Character carving, good for pumpkins. Coming up. Yeah. I use a detail stick. Walking sticks works real good for doing lines, details on walking sticks. KN12, roughing knife. Nice products. They hold an edge for you, last a long time. Then we're going to go up to a large set, to a mallet set, MC 175 set. Want to move some wood? There you go. That's what we're going to move some wood with. A lot of totem poles, picnic tables, bears, you name it, statuary. Yeah, there's whatever you can think of. Everybody has, you'd be surprised how many people get into different stuff. They send me some of the wildest pictures. This stuff. Yeah. Yeah, those are some of the long-term products. Here's some of your new stuff. Some of the hook knives for doing spoons. I'm going to take this out so you can see what it looks like. That's a spoon knife. And they're razor sharp. I can clarify that. Really nice product. Hard to make, but a good product. Works terrific. And I'm sure everybody that's going to use one of these is going to say, ooh, I want two. Definitely a fun product. Another one, a reverse bend spoon. A little different. I'm sure you guys will find something to do with this. Let's go on to something else here. For those spoons, you're going to use slip strop. What we call it's a round slip strop. Just leather on a stick. It's rounded. Add your compound and you're good to go. Keep them razor sharp. We have a new product coming out. It's going to be similar to this. It'll be a little smaller, but it's keep your spoons razor sharp. Stick with leather glued on it. You're going to apply your compound. This is mine from my bench in the back. So it looks used. It's used. How I keep my tools razor sharp for you guys when you get them in the store. Well, let's show you what. Here we go. Our knife strap. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to. We're going to show you how to apply compound. Most of you should know this, right? You guys know how to apply compound, right? Yeah, yeah. Compound. It has what? Made with animal fat. Kids can eat it and it won't hurt them. I've had a person call me and say, hey, you know, what if my kids come in the studio and eat this compound? Or their dogs. It's not going to hurt them. Made with animal fat. It has white chromium and chromium oxide in it. It works terrific. All you're going to do is set your knife on here, fine flat. Use my finger to hold the knife flat. You're going to draw it up. You're going to count your strokes each way for each side. That's how you're going to strop your knife. That's going to go according to how, when it starts to feel hard going through the wood, you need to strop it. Yeah. Each individual is going to have to determine when it's time to strop their tools. I've already cut my. I'm good. I'm good. All right, you want to slip strop. That's part of the giveaway.
Part of the giveaway.
There'll be 2 of those. You guys have got the large knives, paddle strop. Yeah, slips drop demo, huh? Okay. Obviously, you have to apply your compound. Here's another part for your outsides, insides. Profiles are for the insides. V, you're going to apply your compound on these. Changes color. See that? Okay. You're going to line up the inside V to the point, to the center point, center of your V. Put it in, draw it down. Put it in, draw it down. Then I'm going to do the opposite side. I'm going to set it on. I'm going to push away from me and draw down. Number of times on the inside, you do double on the outside bevel side. Going to use the flat side. Apply your compound again. Flat side, you're going to find flat. Some people have a hard time doing that. Tell them get a mirror, set a mirror down so you can see where flat is on the glass. You're going to set it down and pull it. You can see when I'm pulling across compound, that blue carbon is the metal coming off this tool. We're going to do the other side. Flat. You can tell it's not flat when I'm doing that. There we go. There's flat. You're going to do the point. You're just going to set the point down. You're going to gradually tip it from side to side to get the whole point. Whole point from here, clear to there. Each profile goes according to each profile for your insides. Gouges, veiners, small veiners, micro veiners, 60-degree V, 45-degree V, and then your inside of your spoon. Spoons, gouges. Outside, 306. You can do on the inside here, the outside. Come through, and I go like this on mine, but everybody is normally a pull. Inside veiners. Okay. Told you this is a lot different than talking to people in person. Stropping is going to be hard to bring them back to life if they're really bad. If you've got nicks in your tools, your best part would be using a sandpaper on a wheel, which a lot of people don't like using sandpaper because they ruin their tools. We have a sharpening service here at the shop. You can send them back, $4 a tool. We'll sharpen them for you and return them to you. That works. But if you have nicks in your tools, you're going to have to sharpen them rather than strop them. Because stropping only goes so far. It keeps your blade to that clean, crisp part of cutting. That's going to be, you all know what that is. How about this? Guys into spoon carving? Here's a nice product you can take out on the field with you. I'll show you what one of these looks like. There's a spoon. And we're going to close that off. Show you what it looks like over here. You have a shallow spoon. And also a straight blade. They lock in place. Locking mechanisms on the back. Textured handle so it does not slip in your hand. Nice and sharp. Got any questions on any of this? Holler. How about a draw knife? You guys into doing some draw shaving?
What would you use?
I'm going to use it to clean up a lot of large work. A lot of people use these to take the bark off tree limbs, walking sticks. That's what they use this draw knife for. There's also a 3-inch straight blade, draw blade, people use for fan carving. You stand up and you push your pressure down on green wood, then you fan it out, make it into a fan. Pretty neat. We had a lady, she requested that tool specifically. That's what we made it for. This lady who was teaching fan carving. She did birds and things for Christmas trees and things. Project.
Hey, how would you strop that that tool that you just had, the
this draw knife?
Yeah, how would you
right here, paddle strop.
Paddle strop, okay.
Yeah, I do it on a round machine out in the shop. I have an 8-inch wheel, felt wheel on a grinder. That's how I do them on the shop floor. But if I'm going to do it at home, I'm going to have one of these clamped to the table.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it out here. Side with the edge, cutting edge. This side, the flat side. This is the side with the beveled side. Put it down on the bevel side, and I pull it on a angle. I pull it like this across, like that. I do one on the back side, the cutting edge. I do double on the front edge, on the beveled edge. It's 2 to 1. That's how I strop them here at the shop. If you hit a knot with these, you're going to probably put a chip in it. It's going to take a little more aggressive maneuver to get that chip out of there. They are a nice knife. I've been cut more than once with these. Did I answer that question okay for you, or would you like something more extensive?
No, you did. I wasn't, I just haven't, I've got one at work, and it's an
Sure.
old one.
Yeah.
And it's been jacked up pretty bad, so I've been trying to work on it.
Definitely one. A lot of people like to do a straight line on them. I start on one side of the knife and I pull it across the strop, so I get the whole edge on one swipe. If it gets really hard for you and you've got nicks in it and stuff, take yourself a board, lay it out, put a soft grit sandpaper on it and glue it on. Or maybe put a line up and clamp it up here and clamp it down here so it's flat on a board. Basically a 600 grit paper. You lay that out on there, you can take a lot of those chips and scratches out of your blade with that 600 grit sandpaper first, and then go ahead and strop it. That might be a better help for you, using a 600 grit paper on a board, and then go ahead and strop it out with your compounding stuff.
Wonderful, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Here, let's start out with small crafting. How about a craft carver's kit? Has wood blocks in it, tools. Yep, almost everything you need to get started, even instructions. I'm going to show you a little bit of the kit. There's your practice block to get started with. Carrying pouch with tools. 306, 305, 306, 307, and 802 in there. Interchangeable handle. And all the instructions you need to make something nice. Yeah, I can show them that. Let's see. Yeah, we have fixed handles. We have nice handle. Cushion grip for your fingers. Insert it. There's a spring in there that locks it into place. Goes right down to the top, locks in place. Stays right in there. Grab the tool and hold on tight. Then use your thumb, push it out. Yes, every blade that is fixed with a fixed handle, we also sell as an SK tool. Yep, you got a tool roll to package them up and keep them on the shelf in. A few other products for you. Chip carving set for those bowls, coasters, all those neat little projects you might get in on. Compound included. Profile scrapers. Anybody that does any furniture refinishing, great product. Interchangeable handle again. All the blades fit the same handle. Instructions on the back. A few ideas. Nice product, especially for furniture refinishing. Okay. You want me to challenge them with a challenge now? Don't be afraid to try something new. Yeah, you want to step out of your comfort zone? Try something new. Go from a small projects. I know a lot of people do small, what are they called? Figurines? Figurines.
Right,
Yeah, characters. Try something, yeah, or something big. Yeah, go for something large. Yeah, miniatures are fun because I can do it and watch TV at the same time. But yeah, statuary is not so easy. Move outside your comfort zone. Yeah, move outside your comfort zone. Try something different. That's what I told you. I'm not so good at it either, guys. Yeah, I like my comfort zone real well. What else? You ready for some questions?
Can I ask a quick question about stropping?
Sure, sure. What would you like to know about it?
I guess I was just wondering, I have two questions.
Sure.
I think one of the first ones was, like, I saw on the FLEXCUT, I think one of the tools, it said that it recommends not actually using like bench stones on them and just to strop to keep them sharp. Is that
right?
Okay. And I guess I was just kind of wondering if there's any cases of when you can use bench stones to sharpen them, or if you should just keep them, like, just strop them sharp.
You're going to have to make that decision, because when you decide, I can't cut with this anymore, it's not cutting my wood, it's tearing it, it's time to sharpen it.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, they send me again, I'm the repair guy at the back too. I also repair people's tools when they send them in. A lot of people say, I can't cut anymore, it's tearing through the wood. A lot of people, when they try to strop it, they push too hard and it starts to round the metal on the tool. So the bevel's no longer flat, it's sort of rounded. So sometimes you have to take a little bit of metal out of the middle of that tool, take it back to flat, then strop it back to the polished edge. Do you understand what I mean with that?
Totally, yeah, that makes sense. And I guess my second question was, how hard do you press when you strop the tools?
That's all up to you, because when it starts to take off metal, as soon as you put that compound onto that strop, and you start pulling that knife across, or as soon as you start seeing it change colors, you know you're taking metal off your tool. The harder you push, the rounder your metal is going to become.
Okay.
So when you're stropping your first time, just go real gently across that strop, because the leather is soft. And the softer the leather, the more indent it makes. So obviously when it's going in, instead of being flat like this, when you push on it, it starts to make a concave spot. So it wears out your corners on your tool first. And that's what makes that curved bevel.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Tools are called flex. Would you explain the flex feature and how that's supposed to work?
I will. May I have that craft carver kit, please? That flex part of the tool is in the middle of the shank. And what the middle of that shank is right in here. When they found out these tools were being used by the students, what they did is they put, Rich Reamer had a way of heat treating this portion of the tool to the point, make it harder than the part in the middle. The part in the middle is at a temperature different. When it makes flexible, I can flex that tool. When you start carving, you start like this. When you carve in, you're carving all the way. And as soon as I flex it, it comes out. That stops the cut. When you flex the middle, you see how it stops? When I push down harder on it, it flexes and it comes right out of the wood. That's where the flex comes from. Because I don't have to put, I'm not put any pressure on it to bend it. But when I start to bend it, I can stop the cut right off the bat. Can you see those?
I see that as a perhaps a useful feature in relief carving. What about those of us who carve in the round? Is that feature?
I'm not sure you're going to use that a whole lot. That flex isn't going to make a whole lot of difference on the round. Depending on how you're going to carve on the round and what part of the product you're on. You're doing statuary like Santa Clauses, things like that. I don't know. I've never tried it on the round. I know I've used it on printmaking and stuff, but I don't know that it's going to help a lot on the round facial features. I don't think you're going to have a long enough cut unless you're doing something really large. Did that help you or not?
No, yes, thank you. You answered my question.
No, terrific. Okay, anything else we can help you with?
Yeah, I got a couple questions.
Sure.
Can you tell us what kind of steel you're using when you make them?
We're using a 1090 blue carbon steel.
1090.
1090 blue carbon.
Blue carbon. Okay. I've had a V tool and I've had to really sharpen it back pretty far because it wanted to break out when I sharpen it in the center on the,
okay.
on the gouge part. Is there, is that from the stamping sometimes?
Usually it's gotten too warm. They've gotten it too hot in the center point. If it breaks out and it's brittle,
yeah.
You know, whether it's something we've done here or if it's something that you've gotten it too hot when you're buffing or if you're trying to sharpen it. Sometimes people get them too warm when they're trying to sharpen them.
Understandable.
One of the things on the floor, we have people when they're polishing, they're learning to polish, they have a tendency to overheat the edges. They turn them black. So when they overheat the edges, it takes out the temper. So we have to throw that tool out.
Okay.
That's one of our hazards here on the shop floor with people when we're teaching. More questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
How have you been affected by the pandemic? Has there been a lot more demand for your products, and have you had a problem getting supplies?
Yeah, this year.
I think he's frozen or we lost him.
Ken, can you hear us?
Can you still hear us?
Yeah, we can now.
Okay.
Did you hear my question? Did anybody hear my question?
I can hear the question. I don't think he can hear it or he can't answer it. I think he's freezing up.
Okay, I withdraw my question.
Okay. That's fine. Got it. Well, we actually have an online site where you can, our customers are ordering more online because a lot of the retail stores are closed. That's what my secretary was saying. She was telling us that our online stores are open, but most of the retail stores weren't open. but we're still as busy as we normally are, and probably more busy because we're doing more shipping for online people because they're just at home. They can't go out and do things because of the pandemic. Does that help you, fella?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, good. And for the fella that had the question before you, I'm going to answer that. Which one would tell me what it was? Yeah, and the fella that had the knife that the center of it's chipping out on his beak, he wants to send that in. He says, we'll take a look at it. And if we can't fix it, we'll replace it for him.
Thank you. I've got it pretty well sharpened now, but it was just really had to really take it down a ways.
But if you have problems with that in the future, you know, please let us know and we'll take care of that for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
So Ken, is that a business guarantee, I guess, that if you all can't fix it, that you'll replace it, or is it just in this particular situation?
It's more of a replacement policy for us here. Usually if you have a damaged tool or you chip or break it out and you can't fix it, send it back and we'll replace it for you, or we will fix it, whichever you prefer.
Great.
Yeah.
And do you all have a particular website that people can order from?
What you want to give them? FlexCut.com? Yeah, FlexCut.com. That on? This one right here, right? Yeah, it's just FlexCut.com.
So I have a question.
Sure.
On the detail knife, it's just the small, it has the FlexCut detail knife.
Yes,
so,
KN13.
I got one and the very tip of it is rounded.
Right.
And I looked on the website, and on the website it looks like it comes to a very sharp point. So with it rounded, it makes it hard to get it to catch in tight areas where you would be detailing.
Sure. And
so I talked to someone and they said, we'll send a replacement. I got a replacement, but the tip is rounded. Is that just how the detail knife is? Is it a rounded tip as opposed to a sharp tip?
It is supposed to have a small round point to the point. When you get it, it does have a round point. If you take and pull that off, and I actually take the point, rather than have it rounded on the back, I touch it on soft grip paper, sandpaper, and I take out the roundness on the point because I prefer, like you, I like it as a needle point. But if we put a needle point on them when we sell them, a lot of people have a tendency to break them off and then they want us to replace them because they have a needle point. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that.
Oh, okay.
Is there a
Oh, that I would go with a 53. I'm going to look up a knife for you that you might prefer over top of that mini KN27. It's going to be a, where is it? It's going to be a KN35. This little knife here has a really fine point. All of them have a really fine point to it. You can look it up on the catalog or you can look it up online. It's a larger knife. The handle is round on it, but it has, you can shape that handle down if you don't like the way it feels in your hand when you get it. But that comes with a really sharp needle point to it. Does that help you out there?
It does, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Any more questions?
Yeah, do you have one that would work well for, I do a lot of character stuff, or I'm learning to try and do a lot of character stuff. I've had a problem with scoop cuts. So I've tried to make a couple of my own knives that kind of model other carvers. So I'm looking for something that will make a really defined scoop cut.
How deep of a scoop cut and how wide?
sorry, a lot of them are fairly small.
Fairly small.
Like 1 inch wide.
1 inch
squares.
wide. Yeah, I would come.
They're cut on the, you know, it's a 1 inch block that's cut on the down the center, so it makes a triangle, you know. So I work with a lot of 1s and 2s.
Okay.
To start with, so like small Santa Clauses, things like that, and so like trying to get the scoop at the top of like the Santa Claus, where the hat actually meets the band.
Okay.
You know, like in areas like that where you kind of, I know I can use a gouge, but sometimes I just like the way that scoop cut looks, unless I'm just new and I'm missing something, or I need to learn how to handle my knife better, maybe.
Have you tried scorps?
What is that?
Or, yeah, what I'll do is I'll have, it actually comes up and then carving part curves over to it. If it was my finger, the carving blade would be over here. And you use it, a lot of people use them for duck decoys and things like that. Katie's gonna go get me one off a stock line so I can show you what it looks like.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm not going to be able to find one of this. Yep. This is what scorps look like in the catalog. It's right here by my fingers. This here's a scorp set.
Gotcha. I've seen those and just didn't realize what exactly.
Yeah, there's
were.
a V in there, then each gouge from, you know, here's Katie. She has a set. I'll show you what a set looks like. Here's a set of scorps. I'm going to pull these out and show you. Yeah, tell me how you see these things. There you go. Can you see that?
Yes.
See it a little bit. That's, you basically hold it like this, and then you're carving like this. There's 3 different profiles in here. They work pretty well. I do the sharpening on these. They're a pain in the neck. So just so you're forewarned, if you buy a set, they're a little rough. But they do work like butter when they're sharp and ready to go. They're really neat for doing Santa Claus's faces around the hats. Comes with a strop, wood strop, for profiles inside and outside. But these, they're handy. They're hard to work with sometimes, but when you get into those hard to work places, that's what you're going to use.
Do they come in right hand and left hand?
They come in left and right, yes. They're sold as individuals, or you can buy a set. There's a set of 4, comes with a veiner, a V, number 8 gouge, and then a number 3 gouge. That would be the set, but you can buy them as individuals, left or right. Anything else?
There's one in the chat.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, but there was just one that popped up in the chat that asked what a veiner was.
You want to know what a veiner is? Veiner. Yeah. Yeah. This is a veiner. It's a scorp veiner. Regular veiner has the shank goes down this way.
Hey, can you, there you lift that up? Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
So you can see the curve of it. It's a real tight curve, real U. That's what that's what we call a veiner here. Where is your? I don't know where. Okay.
They're gonna have.
Yeah, they're definitely hard to see.
Yeah.
That's a scorp veiner, and if it's a regular veiner like a 309, it's just going to be a palm tool, and it's going to come straight off the back of the U instead of off to the side. Okay, anything else I can help you with, fellas?
Hey, Ken, do you all make a upsweep blade for a knife? Upsweep knife? where basically the sharp part curves up?
Yes, we do. And which one is that going to be, Katie?
That's the Pelican, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a Kate. Yeah, it's 28. This one, KN28.
What's that one just below your thumb there? Is that another one? Down one?
This one.
Nope, over right where your index finger knuckle. There you go. That's the one I was thinking of.
KN18. Yeah, it's a Pelican knife. It's basically a sweep also. Got the up sweep to it. Anything else I can help you with, fellas?
Blake, will those help you with my Blake, will those help you with my scoop cuts, dude?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. They might. Your scoop cuts?
Hello.
Yeah, what can I do for you, sweetie?
I have a question. I do a lot of spoon carving.
Yes.
And I'd like to know, is there a depth that you should go into the spoon? And also, how wide should the edge of the spoon be?
How good are you at carving?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It depends on what you want to do with that spoon. Actually, is how wide you want to keep that wood on the outside. A lot of people, that's really a personal judgment on that spoon. And the depth, that's also up to you as far as, I mean, everybody wants to know, you know, we have a basic setup. We have a basic spoon blank that we sell here. It's basically 1.5 inches deep. So that 1.5 inches deep, I would at least keep a 1/2 inch to a 1/2 inch to a quarter inch edge on that spoon. It's going to be soft wood. Okay. Until I really got used to doing it.
Okay, this was my first spoon.
Yeah, I leave a little extra there because you don't need to break your spoon. You don't need to cut your fingers trying to get them real thin.
And the other end is going to be a flamingo. How thick should that be?
Well, how big do you want your flamingo to be? Yeah.
Well, it's going to be spoon size, a little bit smaller than the spoon. So
dinner spoon size. So we're talking 8-inch spoon maybe, or a 6-inch spoon.
Probably a 8 to 10-inch spoon.
Spoon, okay. Well, can you put a flat platform behind that flamingo and make it as a raised image on that spoon?
I can.
I think that would be a great idea. I think that would be, you know, your spoon's going to be flat here and then come down and give it an S shape. Your spoon's up here and give it an S shape to the bottom and keep your flamingo on top.
Gotcha. Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. If you get that done, we'd like to see a picture.
On the next one.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, hello, Ken?
Yes.
Can you get back to this dropping tool that you had here?
Sure.
Now, what I'd like to know is, it's starting to, you're talking about repairing and everything. Sure. Is when I've been using it, it's been kind of, I would say, chipping away. Is that normal, or how do I clean it? Do I sand it? What do I do, or do I just keep?
I would sand it. Take a sandpaper, but you're going to have to use that sandpaper on a stiff board.
Okay.
What I do is put the sandpaper on a stiff board, and I would run it along the side of it because what's going on is you're losing your point on your strop.
Oh, the point is doing.
The point is deteriorating when you're pulling across that strop, so it's starting to fray. And it's getting fuzzy. Take the sides down on your V so it brings the point back, brings you back to a point in the center.
Oh, okay. I thought either that I was doing something wrong.
No, you're not. You're actually done a good job of using that, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. It really works. I love this tool, or this sharpener.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, that's the other thing too. I mean, this is all one solid piece. I mean, what I'm pulling up is the whole thing. I'm just wearing it down. This is not a board with something on top of it.
No, it's the thickness of the board. We have it that way so you can use both sides. Yeah, you've really shredded that one.
Yeah.
You shredded it, buddy.
Should I send it to you and you can fix it? No, that's okay. I'll give it a sand and see what happens. But this is a good stropping tool. Thanks a lot, Ken.
Girls are trying to tell me you put it on your Christmas list for a new one.
Oh, I could do that too.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Thank you.
Can I just ask a quick question about
Sure.
maybe different types of tools? I was wondering, is there anything in between like the palm set and the mallet set, just for like maybe medium-sized relief carvings?
There are some tools there. They range from a 400 up to a 700. They're still a palm tool. It's just the width of the cutting edges are larger.
Okay.
You know, from those mallet tools, you can go from that super mallet tool set that I showed you of the 4-piece. There are mallet tools that are smaller in size.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to really go down to some different sizes in them, you can look them up on our catalog, in the catalog or online there. I mean, there's
great.
a lot of different sizes that are available.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. You're welcome.
So Ken, it looks like we're at about 55 minutes in almost. I think Tom is ready with the names that he's put down on his list to do the drawing. And basically he's made slips of paper for every person that's on here. He's got them in a bucket there, and he's going to do the drawing. So make sure I'm correct, Ken. Giving away KM 600, which is what? Can you tell me what's in that again?
It's a beginner palm and knife set. There's going to be 2 of these.
And then 2 slip strops, correct?
And 2 slip strops.
Okay. Now, the way we're going to do this, you, of course, have to be present for the drawing. So when Tom calls out the name, if you would, raise your hand. I'll be screening through the people that's on this call to see if that person is on here.
Okay.
If I don't see your hand raised, then we're going to skip over it and move on to the next one. Dave Stetson's first, so he'll get the first one. No, just kidding. And then if you will hang around at the end of the meeting, we'll then want to get your address so that we can send the stuff out to you and get with FLEXCUT to make sure we get it to you. So, Tom, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you. I'll be watching if you want to go ahead and do the drawing.
All right, so name number 1 is Jeff Dees. Is Jeff Dees still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so Jeff Dees.
Good job.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you.
And
if you'll hang around till the end, we'll get your information from you.
Wait, we'll wait till the end.
And name number 2 is Dave Polis.
And Dave Polis. Congratulations, Dave. Dave's here also. I see him. So there's our 2 winner. Jeff Dees and Dave Polis, if you'll hang around to the end. Ken, do you have anything else you want to add before we close here?
Hey, there's always question and answers. If you guys come up with something you need answered, send me an email here at FLEXCUT.com. We get emails quite often. If you have something you find out later that you need to know, be happy to answer them over email.
Hey, Ken, where can people reach you if they need tools to get fixed?
Right here at FLEXCUT.com. Send me an email, and if you call our 1-800 number, Heidi at the front desk here, she'll take all your information. She'll give you all of the details, everything you'll need to send me, because I'll need your name, address, telephone number, all that kind of stuff, and I'll need to know what's wrong with your tool. A short description will be sent with it. Yeah, we have an 800 number. It's 1-800-524-9077. That's our line here at the shop. They can get in touch with us.
Okay.
Ken, how can we, I'm sorry, Blake.
That's okay.
Ken, how can we get a catalog, or is everything on your website?
Everything is pretty much on the website, but if you want a catalog, you can email customer service at flexcut.com. You send us your name, address, and a phone number. We'll send you a copy right through the mail.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a statement that was a very good presentation. And I think a lot of us, or probably all of us, have at least one or two of your tools in stock. So you've done a good job.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your guys' business.
Very good.
And this is my first time, so you guys are lucky. But if you're ever here in Erie, come visit me here, okay? I'll give you a tour of the shop.
All right, Ken, well, we appreciate it. We'll go ahead and close this out here real quick. Again, thank you all for coming on, for the donations that you gave us. Everybody go out and check out FlexCut tools out on their website. Make sure that you purchase from them. You can get one of these cool signs if you can see me there, right there.
Yeah, we got you, buddy.
We're advertising for you every time that we have these meetings. So Tom's got one over there also. Keep in mind, for everybody that's on here, there's other people that's doing meetings and classes. I just want to talk real quick about some of those. Right now, Dave Stetson's doing a Santa carving class, so I think it's a little late for you to join in on that. But I do know that Dave's going to be presenting for us on November the 14th, and it's going to be talking about upcoming classes that he'll have later in the year. So make sure you check out Dave, and make sure that you try to get on one of his classes if you can. Kevin Applegate just had a class last weekend. He's going to be doing ongoing classes. You can go out and check out his classes at Second Alarm Wood Carving. So check out Kevin's stuff. Janet Cordell is going to be doing a female bust carving class. You can see her stuff on Facebook. So go out and check out Janet's class. It's coming up. Chris Hammock, who will be on with us on October the 31st. He's doing ongoing classes. You have to contact Chris to sign up for those. He's doing design classes and carving classes. So check him out. And then Alec Lacoste that we had on, a couple of weeks ago. He has ongoing classes on his website. So check out his website doing cottonwood bark carving classes. So check him out. Just wanted to bring those things to your attention. Again, we appreciate FlexCut Tools being on. We'll be continuing to have meetings every week at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you get a chance, go out and sign up on our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and our YouTube page where we post these videos so that you can go out and watch them if you don't get to watch them live, or if you need to go back and watch one from the past, make sure you go out and do that. And we appreciate your all's time coming on. Thanks to Larry Green for helping us provide the Zoom software that we need to be able to do this class. And thank you all for joining us. Have a good Saturday.
Thanks, everybody.